Hello, this is McD the Beast, and this is McD Sports 4 coming to you today with my Buffalo football predictions for the 2019 college football season. Before I continue, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Please subscribe to the channel. It would be greatly appreciated if you do that. I do have a subscriber goal of 200 subscribers by August 24th, which is 1 week away. And I think we're about 37 away from that goal. So go ahead and hit that subscriber button if you're not a subscriber away. You won't regret it. Anyways, Buffalo, a team that did surprisingly well last year, so we're going to talk about them this year. We'll go through the pros and cons, the best case and worst case scenario, three toughest and three easiest games. Then we'll go through the schedule game by game. I'll tell you which games I have Buffalo winning and losing, give you a score for each one of these games as well. And then I'll give you a final record prediction and conference record prediction. One of a quick note, don't hold me to the game by game picks and the scores, just hold me to the final prediction records in this video. But anyways, let's go through the pros and cons. Two pros and one con. Your first pro is the offense. The offense is pretty good for Buffalo. They're going to pick up some points this year against some of these teams. And I really think the offense could put them over the top in some of these games. The other pro is the defense. I really think the defense is good too for Buffalo. I think Buffalo is probably the best balanced team in the MAC. So that's a good thing if you're Buffalo. The defense is pretty good as well. Your one con is that you're playing in the MAC. Listen, the MAC is the worst. The MAC is the worst college football conference in the FBS, in my opinion. I think the MAC is worse than the Sun Belt. You can debate that with me in the comment section, but that's just my opinion. I just think that the MAC is the worst out of them all. And that is your one con, that you are in the MAC. Because I know Western Michigan got in a few years ago, but even then, that team, that was a fluke, in my opinion. A team from the MAC getting a New Year's Six bowl. That, to me, that was a fluke. But I think the MAC, you guys being in the MAC, is a con. Best case and worst case scenario, here's your schedule right here in front of you. Best case scenario, 11-1. On the road against Penn State, you get Temple, at Liberty, at Eastern Michigan, at home against Ohio. You're losing at least one of those games. Worst case scenario, 7-5. You lose all five of those games I just mentioned. Three toughest games: Penn State, Temple, Eastern Michigan. Penn State, no explanation needed there. Appalachian State did take them to the wire last year. I think you guys could do a similar thing. No one's going to really be watching your game, even though it's on Fox against Penn State. It is on Fox. And that's only because the LSU and Texas game is on at the same time. Your second toughest game, Temple. Temple is going to be a really good team this year. They were surprisingly good last year. They're going to be good this year, at least in conference play. So I think that's a tough game. And then your third toughest game, Eastern Michigan. They have a pretty good defense, and you get them on the road. I think that's the difference between Eastern Michigan and Ohio. So I think Eastern Michigan is the tougher game. Your three easiest games here are Robert Morris, Kent State, and Bowling Green. Robert Morris FCS school. The only thing I know about Robert Morris is that there's an elementary school called Robert Morris in my area. That's the only thing I know about that. So, yeah, maybe the elementary schools are playing you all. Kent State, terrible team. Bowling Green, terrible team. Let's go through the schedule game by game. I'll tell you which games I have Buffalo winning and losing. Your first game is a Thursday night game at home against Robert Morris, against the elementary school team. You beat the elementary school team 51-13. You can probably shut them out if you really want to, but you're going to feel bad for the elementary school kids, so you're going to let them score a few points. 51-13, Buffalo. Next game at Penn State, loss. Listen. You can tell me all you want saying how Appalachian State almost beat Penn State, and Penn State may take a bit of a step back this year. And by the way, we've already done the Penn State, Liberty, and Temple football prediction videos, so go check that out. But Penn State, I still think will beat Buffalo. It'll be a competitive game, but 28-17 Penn State. Next game at Liberty. I went back and forth with this one. If you saw the Liberty football prediction video, you already know who I have in this one. I went with Buffalo. I think Buffalo is the better team than Liberty. I think they have more talent than Liberty, because Liberty, they're running out a bunch of kids that should really be playing in the FCS level. 30-16 Buffalo. Next team that y'all are facing, Temple. You beat Temple last year by a touchdown in Philly. This year the game's in Buffalo. I went back and forth with it. I think Temple's the better team. I'm giving it to Buffalo, 33-28. Buffalo. It's up there. It might already be cold in late September up there in upstate New York. Who knows? But give me Buffalo to win 33-28. Next game at Miami, Ohio. Win. Listen, a lot of these schools in the MAC, Buffalo should beat very easily. I have Buffalo winning this game 38-17 over Miami, Ohio. Next game, your homecoming game at home against Ohio. Now this game's gonna be a very competitive game. I went back and forth with it. Since it's homecoming and it's at home, I gave it to Buffalo by a touchdown, 30-23, Buffalo. And I am planning on doing an Ohio football prediction video here in the upcoming days. Then you get your first bye week. Every team gets 2 bye weeks because of how the calendar aligns with the schedule. Coming off the bye week on the road against Akron, win. Akron is one of those mediocre teams in the MAC, 42-17. 42-17 Buffalo. I know it's in Akron, but I don't care. Next game, Central Michigan. Yes, they do have Jim McElwain as their head coach. I think that is a plus for them. It's not going to be good enough against Buffalo. 40-16, Buffalo. It's in Buffalo. Give me Buffalo to win that one. Next game at Eastern Michigan. Now, they have a pretty good defense at Eastern Michigan, and this game is at the hideous field, as I like to call it. Their field's hideous with that, like, AstroTurf or whatever the hell they use on their field. It's hideous. It looks like it's like a 1960 TV, for God's sakes. Very good defense, though. I'm going to say that Eastern Michigan pulls off the upset here. I think Buffalo will be favored in this one, but I think Eastern Michigan beats you all 23-21, and I might do an Eastern Michigan preview if we have time for it. I have about 8 to 10 teams, I think, more that I want to do, but if I have time, I'll do an Eastern Michigan video. Then you get your second bye week. Coming off the bye week, Thursday night game on the road against Kent State. Win. Kent State is terrible. I think they'll be a bit improved from last year, but they're not that good. 48-13, Buffalo. Next game is a Wednesday night game. Now, I hate these. The MAC likes pulling out Wednesday night games. So does the Sun Belt. I hate it. I guess people can make the argument, well, it gives them national exposure to these two conferences that no one cares about. I don't care. It's terrible. Get some national exposure by having good teams. You beat Toledo at home, 36-16. One of the better teams in the MAC, but give me Buffalo to win 36-16. And then your final game, Friday game at home, actually, against Bowling Green. Win. Bowling Green's terrible, 45-6. Buffalo. So that's the game by game picks there. If you count up all the wins and losses, I do have Buffalo going 10-2 with a 7-1 conference record. 10-2 with a 7-1 conference record. I think they're going to be good again this year. I mean, they'll run through the MAC outside maybe Ohio and Eastern Michigan probably, and outside maybe Penn State on the road. Outside Penn State, Liberty, and Temple. I mean, they'll guarantee 7 wins in my opinion. So 10-2 with a 7-1 conference record. Comment down below. Tell me what you think. I always like hearing from you all. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Please subscribe to the channel. Greatly appreciate if you do that. Thanks for watching. We're going to hit on 2 American teams later today. Tulane and SMU. So keep an eye out for that. Thanks for watching. And this is McD the Beast signing off.